Hey guys, Mike with Scout Co here in the shop. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. We were here cleaning the shop up and I thought, I bet these people would like to see the most recent Scout that we did and finished up here in the shop. So I wiped it off. We're gonna do a quick walk around and talk a little bit about what we've done here. Stick around. All right guys, what we've got here is probably the closest thing to a real restoration that we've ever done in the shop. We're always putting lift kits on, big tires, LS swaps, plaid interiors, all these different things to modify these Scouts to the taste of the customer. This customer wanted it to be basically as close as it was to original, as close to original as we could get. This Scout's got an awesome story that makes me love it just because of the story. We'll get to that at the end. But this is a 1980 Scout 2. It is not 2150 code IH red, but it is darn close. I think the code is 2032 if I remember right. But it was a custom ordered color, which is kind of cool. If you don't know, International would paint your Scout whatever color you wanted, as long as you lined their pocketbook just a little bit. So this guy, whoever bought this truck new for whatever reason, paid a little extra just to get that custom color. Just a little off from what we consider IH red. But it makes for a cool part of the story of this truck. It is a SD33T Nissan diesel. Most non-Scout people had no idea they even built these trucks with a diesel, much less a factory installed Nissan diesel. But it's cool because in 1980, this engine was warranted for 10 years or 100,000 miles. I'll say that again. In 1980, 100,000 mile warranty. Pretty cool stuff. So this thing is absolutely not a powerhouse. These engines were not known for being overrun with horsepower, but they did get fantastic mileage. I had a Scout set up almost identical to this one, and it got 24, 25 miles to the gallon on trips from here in Virginia to Ohio to go to the Scout Nationals for a couple of years. So it's pretty stellar mileage for a brick. Basically, this Scout's been here for a couple of years. The paint job was one of those things that just sort of got stuck in purgatory for a year or two. But we got it done, and we're pretty proud of what we've got here. So let's take a look at it. We'll start up here at the front and just go through toward the back. It's the easiest way I know to do it. So up front, first things first, we've got a factory original replacement bumper, I guess you consider it. That is something that EJ Classics just came out with. You can get those through either IH Parts America or Super Scout Specialists. A real keen eye will notice that it is not a factory bumper, but you have got to know what you're looking at. They really do look good. The chrome on them is excellent looking. It's a nice piece. The grill on this Scout is a 1980 only, 1 year only grill with the square headlights. They were trying to update the look a little bit right before the end of production of these Scout 2s. So it's the only year that had square headlights was 1980. I found this one new old stock, so we got lucky there. As far as metal work on this truck, we did patch the bottom of a fender, maybe both fenders, I can't remember. Did some patch work on the top. We put new quarters end caps on it, sourced better doors, sourced a better tailgate and lift gate, put floors, rocker panels, and body mounts in it. So this one was actually fairly rusty. But again, we salvaged everything we could and replaced what we couldn't. Side trim is Chevy C10 aftermarket side trim. That's as close as we can get to 1980 only Scout side trim. Wheels are 1980 only polycast wheels. They're a factory option. It's actually a rubber insert or polyurethane insert swedged into the factory wagon wheel spoke wheels. So that's a pretty neat little thing too. Factory step bumper, we reused, just had it powder coated. Tailgate we actually replaced, lift gate we replaced. We did, however, retain the original back lift gate glass for this customer because he wanted to keep his Grateful Dead and Trout Unlimited stickers. So in order to do that, we had to reuse the glass. New side markers, tail light lenses, front parking light lenses, headlights, basically everything. Of course, Scout Co supplied the Scout script decals for the side and the back, as well as the stuff under the hood and inside in the interior, any vinyl work, obviously Scout Co did. Let's take a look inside of this thing if we can. Inside is very much like the outside. The customer wanted us to keep it as stock as we could, or as close to what he remembered it being as what we could. It's got just over 100,000 miles on it. So it was actually in pretty decent shape inside, other than the upholstery itself. The upholstery is the first thing we'll talk about. The seats and the door panels and the spare tire cover were all made by Jeff Jameson in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. And I actually suckered him into coming down and putting the seat covers on for me too. But other than that, and new carpet, really everything just got cleaned, painted, and reinstalled in here. The steering wheel is a factory 1980 wheel. A lot of people mistake this and call it a 1980 rally wheel, which it is not. The rally steering wheel was actually the same for 80 as it was for the previous years. This is the standard wheel for 1980. It's got a T19 4-speed and a Dana 300 transfer case, which was a 1980 only thing as well. Air conditioning under the dash unit and also under the hood. Everything is new. That is a Scoutco product as well. He wanted us to retain his old Kenwood shaft type stereo, so we did that for him. Refinished the gauges, and yeah, pretty much that rounds the inside of it out. There's not a whole lot to talk about in here. It's just everything, again, just cleaned, painted, and reinstalled. Let's take a look under the hood. All right, under the hood is the heart of the beast. There it is in all of its glory, all 101 horsepower of it. These things have a cult-like following. I personally, this will surprise a lot of you. I love these things. I love them. I've had more of these diesels than I can count. I like them. They're 100 horsepower. They're definitely not rocket ships, but they sound cool. They make everybody ask questions because nobody has a clue. They put them in there. I just like them. This engine, we really didn't do anything to other than clean it up, put a few seals in it, and go ahead and throw some good automotive quality paint on it. And like I said before, we added the air conditioning. I did do an upgrade on the relay. We put a relay on the glow plug so it starts easy, and we put an upgraded alternator on it and a gear reduction starter. Other than that, it is what it always has been. So this guy's still going to be happy because he's still going to have his underpowered pig of a vehicle, and I don't blame him a bit because I love him as much as he does. All right, at the beginning of the video, I told you that I like this Scout for personal reasons. This is the whole story with this Scout and why it matters to me. This guy bought this thing in 81 or 82, had like 10,000 miles on it, almost a one-owner truck. He purchased it in Charlotte. That's why we've got the International Trucks of Charlotte, North Carolina decal reproduced on the tailgate for him. But this truck, diesel, 4-speed, which all of the diesels were in 1980, Dana 300, wheels with the polycast on it. Everything about this truck is exactly the same as the one that my parents bought, also in 81 or 82, with 12,000 miles on it. It's what I rode to grade school in because this was Mom's daily driver. Basically, if you paint this truck Tahitian red metallic and put russet plaid seats inside, this is identical to what Mom had. So the story of it, the truck itself and the story behind it with when it was purchased, the amount of miles on it, all of that stuff is so parallel to what Mom's was that when we fired this thing up the first time, it was like all of the memories of Mom's old Scout came back to me again. It's just a cool story because of like I said, the way they parallel into one another. Now, I still have Mom's Scout that she had when we were kids, but it does not look like this anymore. If you've seen my Trail Scout with the orange wheels and 37-inch tires, I don't know if I'm proud or sad to say that's what this started out almost like this. But we'll do a video on that one coming up soon. Until then, thank you guys for checking us out. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.